Attack on three. Very next Knicks possession. Off the missed three. Hart hustling in for the board. What are you going to do with it? Give it to Anunoby? 23 points on the night, including that one. He had his 20, just like Stiller said. And the Knicks win in dominating fashion, 119-81, advancing to their first Eastern Conference final for the first time since 2000. And this is new on Sportscenter. Joe Mazzulla, the Celtics, he speaks now from the podium.
I didn't see anything different. I saw something better. I mean, I saw throughout the season our guys had the right mindset and the right process towards going after it. You obviously, it's not going to go the way you want it to every year. I like the way we ended it. You just, ran into a great team in the second round. They got the best of us. But like I said, to me, it's more about the mindset and the process that the guys had throughout the season. They thought they gave it everything they had. I thought they really went after it, trying to achieve something that's obviously extremely difficult. I thought they went after that, and when you go after something, this is the price you pay.
All right, we got Kendrick Perkins in L.A. Stephen A. joins us again from the Garden. Fellas, the Celtics, proud champion, battle-tested veterans. You would expect more from that team in a potential elimination game. Stephen A., start with you. What did you see out of the Celtics tonight?
I saw a team that quit. I saw a team that got beat down in the first half. They knew that it was a deficit that they were not going to recover from. And in the second half, it was just, it was just all about running out the clock. Jaylen Brown tried to get others involved, knew no one else had anything to give. And as a result, he was limited in what he gave. You can debate whether or not that's an excuse, but that's what it came down to. Derek White had 34 points on 7 3-pointers in Game 5. He scored 8 points tonight. Drew Holiday is a 2-time champion, okay, in Milwaukee and Boston. He had 4 points tonight. Peyton Pritchard, the 6th man of the year, gave you absolutely nothing. And Luke Cornett might as well have done so as well because he only had 5 rebounds after having 7 blocks, okay? So it's one of those situations where the New York Knicks, the Garden fans and everything else just overwhelmed them, and they had nothing to fend off the momentum that the Knicks and their fans brought into Madison Square Garden tonight.
Perk, you want to jump in there?
Absolutely, I do. This was all about the New York Knicks, and this was the most complete win of their postseason for us, them playing both ends of the floor. All season long, all postseason long, everybody kept wondering and saying, this is not a Tom Thibodeau-led team. Tonight it was, and it started with their defensive impact. I thought they got into the Celtics. They contested every shot. They closed out with a purpose. They rebounded at a high level. They got every 50-50 ball. Deuce McBride with a chase down block. OG Anunoby had 2 blocks, I believe it was, in the first quarter. Mitchell Robinson, Karl Anthony Towns defensively was spectacular. And what I saw a Tom Thibodeau challenge his team after they got smoked in Game 5, and that team responded in great fashion. We haven't seen this version of the Knicks all postseason long. Not a Knicks that competed the way that they did tonight defensively. They did a hell of a job. Offensively, they shared the damn ball, and they set the tone by getting a big fella, Karl Anthony Towns, involved early. Because the one thing we know is egos with certain players that you have to feed their ego to get them going. And I thought the Knicks made it an emphasis that we're going to go out here, we're going to get Cat involved early in the offense because he's an emotional guy, and we're going to let his energy feed off the crowd in Madison Square Garden.
We did not see anything like this all series from the Knicks. Even in their 3 previous wins in this series, they were down by double digits in all 3 of those games. Tonight, they were just incredible from start to finish. They blow out the champs. And now the Knicks move on to play the Pacers. Stephen A., we were talking about this a little bit earlier. Game 1, Wednesday, Knicks with home court in this series. How do these 2 teams match up?
I think it's got 7 games written all over it. The Indiana Pacers aren't considered elite defensively, at least by some, but they're certainly big-time offensively. They can put points up in bunches, and they can get stops when they need to stop. They're a well-balanced team. You don't look at anybody on their squad and say superstar, but they are to be big time respected. Halliburton can ball. I don't know anybody that's calling him overrated. He is not overrated. That brother can play. Miles Turner can play. Nembhard and Neesmith can play. Mathurin can play. They're well balanced. They're exceptionally well coached by a champion in Rick Carlisle, and they have no problem going up against the New York Knicks. They may have lost 2 or 3 meetings against them in the regular season, but they don't have any problems going against the New York Knicks. So the New York Knicks are going to have to show up. I think they're going to have to be more efficient offensively. I think they're going to have to be more consistent defensively in order to win this series. It's got 7 games written all over it, and I believe this series will come down to a Game 7 at Madison Square Garden for the right to go to the NBA Finals.
Perk, who you got in this series?
I got Knicks in 7. Perfect opportunity for the New York Knicks to get their lick back. Hell, the Knicks took the Pacers to 7 games last year, and Jalen Brunson, I believe, had a fractured thumb. You had Josh Hart, he had an abdominal strain. You had OG Anunoby, he was dealing with a hamstring issue. Now those guys are healthy. With the addition of a Karl-Anthony Towns and a Mikal Bridges, and we're watching right now, Mitchell Robinson and Deuce McBride has been providing some spectacular minutes off the bench on both ends of the floor. I believe this Knicks team is going to be ready for the Pacers. I'm not underestimating the Pacers. They play agenda-free basketball. They have a hell of a coach in Rick Carlisle. They have a guy that's a real closer in Tyrese Halliburton, but he's not a better closer than Big Body Brunson. And I think Big Body Brunson, along with Josh Hart leadership, is going to take this Knicks team to the NBA Finals. I agree with Stephen A. Smith. It's going to go 7 games. It's going to be a brawl for it all, but I got the Knicks winning this series in 7.
Of course, these two teams do have a little bit of postseason history. Reggie Miller, Spike Lee, the choke game. Should be all sorts of fun. It gets started again on Wednesday. Stephen A. and Perk here with us.
I miss you, man.
Sportscenter.
Right. Hello, xin chào tất cả các bạn nha. Mình sẽ giới thiệu cho các bạn về kênh của mình và những video của mình cho các bạn biết được là kênh của mình làm video sáng tạo nội dung về chủ đề gì. Video của mình sẽ làm xuyên suốt về chủ đề cắt dán này, mình sẽ cắt dán những sản phẩm như thế này cho các bạn xem. Còn đây là những sản phẩm mình đã hoàn thiện rồi, sẽ giới thiệu sơ qua cho các bạn xem những sản phẩm của mình và cách của mình tạo ra những sản phẩm như thế nào. Và để tạo ra được những sản phẩm đa dạng màu sắc như thế này và như thế này thì mình sẽ cần những dụng cụ như sau, những dụng cụ phụ bổ trợ như là đây là giấy thủ công màu các bạn. Trước mặt bên tay phải của mình đây là giấy thủ công màu.